honored to be asked to present the toast. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm honored to be asked to, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm actually honored to be asked to give the toast. So I will let you know. I'm going to try to give a response to the Lassies. I didn't realize Phil was going to be as funny as he was, but it was great. So tonight it will help me as I talk to you to think of you the way I usually do. You're just a room full of drunks. That would be fun. It's interesting because I didn't see anything that Phil wrote until yesterday. And we actually decided to do the same thing, which was to follow our heart as we talk to you. So I agreed when Graham asked me to deliver the toast, the response. And it was pretty easy to do, and then I kind of forgot about it, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to talk about. Weeks and weeks flew by, and I still didn't know what I was going to say. So I had to have an emergency meeting with my cabinet, my liquor cabinet. And for me, that's tequila, not scotch. So I had to try to figure out what to say to this august body of people, laddies and lassies. And since I'm not a scotch drinker, I couldn't talk about scotch. And your other favorite topic, Robert Burns, you know, frankly, I'm just going to speak for me. I'm kind of tired of Robert Burns. We talk about him a lot. We hear about him every year, yada, yada, yada. I don't even want to talk about him. So I kept coming up blank, and weeks flew by. So finally I started thinking, my tequila and we started thinking what to do. And in the midst of that, I had a revelation. I knew what to do. I could do this. I could do this because I've been highly trained by corporate America. Because of that training, I find that I'm actually overqualified to talk to you. I have been trained to talk about things at length, about things I know nothing about. I can talk about anything. Corporate America trained me. I'm good. So when in doubt, corporate America rules are 2 rules. Rule number 1, conduct a survey. Rule number 2, offer up some performance improvement opportunities. So following rule number 1, I began my survey. And you may rest assured that my survey is completely valid. It's completely scientifically valid and easily checked by you. I simply asked the women of the Cliffs to talk about the Scotch Club. So my survey found that women whose husbands are already in the Scotch Club have very simple recommendations. They want the meetings to be more frequent, last longer, and never be held at their house. My survey also found that women whose husbands are not in the Scotch Club also have their recommendations. Maybe their husbands don't even drink scotch. Nevertheless, they had their own set of recommendations. They want their husbands to be in the Scotch group. In fact, the recommendation was made that membership in your club be mandatory for every member, male member of the Cliffs Valley, and the Cliffs communities. And naturally, they also agreed that the meeting should be held more frequently, last longer, and never be in their houses either. There was even a recommendation that you guys go away together for a long weekend. and even travel internationally. Seriously, you don't have to worry about us. We're going to be just fine. There's just one little thing that we need you to do, especially I need my Joseph to do. We would like you to turn off that little American Express reminder, that the little ping you get every time the card is swiped. You need to turn that off because it could disturb you when you're out having fun, and we don't want you, we don't want to mess up your fun with those pesky details. That just proves that we're always thinking about you. always. Now, the last recommendation for the Scotch group, was unanimous. Everyone. And it's really quite serious. It's very serious. And it concerns information collection and data gathering. And here's what we want you to know. We want to try to understand this. How is it that each month you tidy yourselves up, you grab a bottle of scotch, you scoot off to the happy occasion of your Scotch Club meeting, and you spend about 2 hours talking to other people who are all drinking. And yet, you return home with 0 information. We say, honey, did you have fun? You say, yes. We say, what interesting things did you talk about? And you say, nothing. We say, did you hear anything about? And here we're interested in what is the latest rumor, gossip, news, or whatever the current issue is that has to do with their neighborhood. Your answer, which is delivered with an astonishing lack of curiosity, is nothing. Nothing. How is this possible? Put an equivalent number of women in a room, with drinking or without drinking, and we could publish a newspaper. So, on behalf of all the ladies in the Cliffs communities, we really need you to work on this. This is an extremely serious deficit, so take it seriously. And now, who knew? Who knew when we moved here that we were moving to a community of such beauty and so many opportunities? Who knew that we would find such good friends here? Friends to help us celebrate life's blessings, and friends to support us and offer support to us through tough times. Who knew that so very many of us would contribute to building a better community outside our gates? Sure, we raise money, we give our own money, but more importantly, as a community, we give of ourselves. We give our intellect and our sweat and our hearts to projects and to people that we care about. Who knew that collectively we would impact and change the children and the communities near us, all for the better? Many of you tonight have taken on leadership positions, not only within our own community, but also in churches, in schools, in the arts, and a whole wide variety of organizations. The missions of those organizations are to help those in need and to provide opportunities and tools for improving individual lives. Thousands of volunteer hours flow from our community every year. So while we have lots of fun, and don't forget to feel pride in the community that we've all created. And now finally, a toast to the laddies. Gentlemen, we want you to know that we are happy. We are happy to be here with you right now at this stage in our lives. We love you almost all the time. So Lassies, please join me in a toast to the laddies. Hear, hear.